Today I'm going to be going over my reviews of these 5 new fantasy romance books that I read in the past couple weeks. So there are 5 of them, and they do range from my ratings as well as their spice levels. So I will definitely be touching on both of those aspects when it comes to the overall book review. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start from the top of the list and go down. So the first one I have is Brutal Rival. This is by Ember, Holt. This is the brand new series called The Princesses of Ruin. This is the first book in the series, so it is basically, without giving away too many spoilers, it is a romance about two basically rival gang lords, but I wouldn't really say that they're rivals. They are just different, like they rule over different areas, but they live kind of peacefully until stuff happens and the plot thickens, things get twisted up, so they kind of have to work together. Basically, it's hard to give away, it's hard to like not give away things, but basically the female character, main character, she is a nomad, so she just basically has no magic, and she's the daughter of the queen, but the queen tried to kill her several years back and failed, obviously, because she's still alive. And she ended up just making her way through what they call the underbelly of the city, which is like the lower level of, I guess, their city state. And she rules a section, and she does a really good job, and her people love her. And yeah, what I kind of wish I had like the backstory of her and the male main character, because they've known each other for many years at this point, and he's basically already in love with her, and I wish I kind of like got to see that process unfold. And yeah, it has kind of one of those like micro tropes that I really enjoy, where they both think that neither one of them is like good enough for the other. I think that's another reason why I liked A Court of Silver Flame so much. They both kind of like didn't think that they deserved one another. So that's like why I think I liked this book so much. That's why I gave it a 4 stars out of 5. Also because it's just like a quick, easy read. The chapters were really short and like easy to get through. It like went right like back and forth between point of views. So like instead, somehow some authors will like do like 5 chapters in the female point of view and then do 1 in the males and then go back to the females. This was basically like 100% evenly split for their point of view. So that was a good read. I won't give away much, but good read. Spice levels, I would give this a 2 chili pepper. 2 chilies. Okay. Woo! Oh, I have a lot to say about this one, but I won't too much without giving away, because oh my goodness. But this is a really big book. However, it could have been longer. I absolutely love this book. It is a reverse harem magic, like an urban fantasy romance about like these people who hold magical powers, and they get sent to this school, but it's meant for adults, so it's not like like a minors, like a high school. It is like 18 plus school, like kind of like a college, where they teach you how to use your magic, and like they can like spar with each other, and basically they all live kind of like in a house together. So this is called Stardust, Home for the Gifted by Ari Bond. This is, I believe she's a Tasmanian Australian author, if I'm remembering that right. But basically the main character, Salem, she gets sent to this house within the Stardust community, and she gets to live with 5 guys. And I'm not like 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys, basically all worship her. I could not get enough of this book. So I won't give away the story too much, but basically, there is just like her and the 5 guys, like their memories are not to be trusted. They don't know who to trust within the house itself. But they all also have a lot of spicy time together. Like a lot of spicy time together. So there is this 5 guys, River, who all of the names of the guys are corresponded to the name of like their powers. So there's River, who can control water. There is Fox, who is foxy and is his power is like the art of like seduction or something like that. Then there was Frost. You can probably guess that one is Ice Boy. Then there was Storm, who just like in X-Men, who can control weather. I'm missing someone. Who did I miss? Oh, Smokey, my boy. He kind of goes through his own internal character arc. So they have a lot of internal and external conflicts going on in this book, but it's so like well done. Highly recommend. This was definitely a 5-star read for me. Spice level, I would probably have to give this like a 3 out of 5 stars. Peppers. Yeah, really good. This is like, it's a good book when it's like 700 and something pages and I want to reread it. So that's going to be a good one. Okay, the next book, let's see, is Broken Wings by R.A. Vincent. This is book 1 in a new series. This was my first read of the month, and unfortunately it was kind of a letdown. Not so much with like the characters. I very much enjoyed the characters, and most of the plot I enjoyed. So basically, the female main character finds herself being attacked by this group of guys, and this big dragon comes to save her, and basically bonds to the main character because the dragon thinks that this human is in need of protection. So I thought that was pretty cute in some ways, but it turns out that that dragon was already bonded to someone else, and she doesn't discover that until she gets to the Royal Rider Military Academy. That's a mouthful. But before she gets there, she has to prove that she even deserves to go to the academy because she's a peasant, and in their world, peasants don't deserve to have dragons because in their history, there was an uprising with the peasants and dragons, so they do not allow the unwealthy to ride dragons, and if a dragon bonds to them, they kill the human so that the dragon can bond to a more worthy person. So I found that pretty interesting. But yeah, there's twists and turns in this book, but my major issue with it was there were so many like grammatical errors that it felt like I was reading like a second draft. to a book, and that's not what you want your reader to feel like. So yeah, I feel like if this author sent this book to be re-edited, it could do a lot better for the overall story. So yeah, I gave this I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. I would have given it 2, but like I said, but I did actually kind of enjoy the characters. So yeah, not too bad. This was probably like a one spicy chili pepper. I can't wink. But no, it's not very spicy. Well, yeah, 1. This would be a 1 pepper. Okay, next up on my list of brand new books I just read, this is A Conduit of Light, and this is my one other 5-star read for the month. This is by Chelsey and Tompkins. This is book 1 in a new series. Without giving away too much, because it is there was definitely a plot twist that I did not see coming. So this one follows Ash Ara, and she goes by Ash, and she is, I believe, a conduit, a magic wielder, who lives with the queen, she was orphaned, and the queen takes her in so that she can basically be like a live, like a living toy for the prince, and like do like magical tricks for the prince, kind of. So I found that kind of interesting aspect to that. Anyway, there is this like sickness that comes over her city, and in order to save the city, she has to go live with the conduits and learn how to practice her magic. And there's a lot of shady stuff going on. It's hard to like review this one because there's like so many hidden things, but this was such a good read. The male main character I really enjoyed, and the other female main character, Karis, she's another, we don't get to see much of her story until the end. But what I found so interesting about this book is that there are 2 characters, but their point of views are written completely differently. So with Ash, her story is written in 3rd person, and whereas Karis, her entire story is written in 1st person. So it made me believe that the main character was Karis the entire time. But there was just so much going on. It's such a good book. You just have to read to find out. Yeah, definitely a 5-star read. I would give this probably 2 chili peppers. There is some spice. The first scene that there was a fade to black, so I went, oh no, is this going to be one of those? But no, there is some. It gets there. You just have to be patient, okay? Be patient. But also forgot to mention, there's this like dark sickness going through the forest that she's basically trying to find a cure, so that the forest that powers all of the magic for the conduits continues. It's a really good book. Highly recommend. And then let's see, the last one that I also recently read is Captive of the Stolen Empire by Meg Van Dyke. This, I believe, is going to be a new series, but it was hard to tell. It left off on a kind of cliffhanger, so I'm guessing it's going to be part of a new series, but it was pretty good. I would probably give this like a solid 3 stars. It was okay. Very, like, I don't want to say basic plot line, but there were a lot of things that just were very obvious and like predictable. There were things in like maybe like a third of the way through, or like even a quarter of the way through, I was like, oh, this is how this story's gonna end, and or some details I was able to predict, not all of it, but there was a big plot that I was able to predict. So basically, this empire goes around and conquers these empires, or these like countries, and in order to let the country continue to live and not be demolished, they have to give up one of their heirs, like the single heir. Whoever's going to rule next has to go live with this emperor, and the emperor is not who he seems. There's all kinds of like twists and turns too. This emperor is kind of kooky to me. He seemed a little kooky because he has like a buttload of kids who are all adopted kids, and he was, yeah, they're all adults, and like he's not a good man, let's just say that. Okay, you'll just have to read it to find out, but he is he's got some stuff up his tricky sleeve. But this is definitely a solid book if you're just looking for like a decent like fantasy read. This is definitely a good one. It's a solid 3-star read. Probably like a one chili pepper for this one. It's not very spicy, but it was a solid story. Very, very good. That one was fun. But yeah, so these were my most recently read fantasy romance books that were all released in the past month and a half or so. All brand new books. Some of these that will be coming out with sequels soon, actually. I do know that this one sequel believes coming out sometime in late December. I forget the exact date. This is standalone. I think this is a standalone first in a series, and this is a first in this series. Brutal Rivals. Second one comes out in late January, so I'm definitely going to be reading that one because I really enjoyed the storyline, and the Brutal Rivals will be following a different couple in each book. So yeah, the next book will be going over her sister, and I'm excited to see where that goes because she has, I think, 3 sisters. So I'm guessing that this entire series is going to be 4 books total. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So that was a quick review for some new fantasy romance books that I have recently read and are very new, like within the past couple months, kind of new. So if they piqued your interest, I would definitely go ahead and read whatever sounded good to you. I believe most of these, if not all of them, can be found on like Kindle Unlimited, or can just be read online somewhere else too. But if you do end up reading any of these, please let me know. I've been having a good time keeping up with all of these like new releases and debut novels for some authors. I believe one of these was a debut novel. One of these 3 was a debut novel. I will put it somewhere on the screen if it was, but yeah, it's been really fun for me, at least, trying to keep an eye out for all of the new releases, so I just kind of like stay up to date with, new authors and seeing where the world of, literature and the bookish world is going, because I like to be on top of those kinds of things and just kind of be a part of this fantastic, wonderful, wonderful world of reading and storytelling. So yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.